Okay, today I'm going to talk about the Solar V2.6C guitar. Alright, let's do it. Hottest gear in the hottest room. Spoiler alert, actually for some reason it's not all that hot in here today. I have everything running. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Flat black. Another flat black guitar. I know. You're probably thinking, oh, well, why do you keep playing these flat black guitars if you don't like them? It's not that I don't like them, it's just that no guitar is going to look the same way as it does when you first buy it if you're going to play it a lot. But sometimes flat black can wear a little bit more, and I showed that in the other video that I did on the War Beast guitar. But I do like their attention to detail on all the black. They really got in there and they found anything that could be black, it is black, with the exception of the frets, the 12 fret inlay, and the strings. Pretty much everything else is black. Very impressive, you guys. Right down to the screws that they used to put the direct mounted pickups into the guitar. If you look in the pickup selector switch, there's no chrome. You can't see any chrome, it's all black. The knobs, the tuners, even the Solar logo on the headstock, all black. None more black. I'm impressed with the amount of black. I didn't love the electronics on this, but here's what I do like. One switch, one volume, one tone, and they put the coil tap in the tone knob. And I think that's a little bit funny placement for this guitar. Everything else is just right where you want it. The placement of the switch and the volume knob are absolutely perfect. At no point am I worried about hitting that volume and rolling it back or in the wrong spot. Somebody really put some thought into where that volume should be. Ah, well done. Okay, but putting the coil tap in the tone is a little bit odd, and at first I liked it, but then I thought, well, what if somebody is playing live and they want a coil tap in the middle of the song, and then because they have to reach a little bit farther, they have to, they accidentally roll down the tone and they have a coil tap on and now their tone sucks. The pickups, I don't like the pickups. There's a lot of low mids going on, it makes it sound muddy, and they're noisy. It made me feel 16 years old again, sitting in a room and trying to position myself so that I wasn't getting the noise out of the pickups. I don't want to have to worry about that. Pinch harmonics that you can get on these pickups are really impressive. I will say that. Low mids, hate them. Pinch harmonics, love them. So that you get a sense of what they sound like, I used the Kemper, and I used, I'll put a link in the profile that I used in the description so you can hear it. And I didn't use any EQ, no compressors, nothing on the guitars, and not on the way in, not on the way out. So what you're hearing on the guitars is how they sound with that particular profile. So that'll give you an idea of what you're listening to. There's no neck dive. I like that. It's a V, so you can do this trick. That's cool. I like that a lot. The bevels on the V. Ooh, those are fancy like. I like those a lot. My forearm just felt so good resting on those bevels. And again, that's a pretty good, whoever's designing that really put some thought into not just the volume placement, like I said earlier, but those bevels. They just feel so good. So the way that it plays otherwise, I can see that it has level frets. I checked that, it does. And I can see that it has a straight neck, but somebody over there in Indonesia didn't spend enough time getting the action right, because the strings are about 3 feet off the board. And I borrowed this guitar from my friend, and I didn't set it up because he likes the way it plays and sounds and everything. So I didn't so I didn't mess with that. I will if he wants me to. I gladly will. I'd love to see if this guitar can play really good as it looks. But this one didn't. It gave me a lot of trouble, and I couldn't write any fun stuff. I did what I could. I didn't get any fast notes in there. I couldn't play the high stuff because I'd get maybe my finger pressure isn't enough on something like this, and the notes would kind of die out on the top as soon as it started getting high. So you don't see me up there, you don't hear those notes so much in the thing that I played. And so that's a major thing that I don't like about this guitar here. I had a lot of trouble with that. If I had this thing set up properly, and if I actually could have played it, then 24 frets, I've never touched a guitar that had better access to 24 frets. All of them, all the way up to the top. It's very good. One other thing though is that the input jack placement. It's kind of in a funny spot. If you just look at it and you say, oh, okay, well, what are you complaining about? But when you play it and you're standing up, you realize, okay, well, I can't do the old cord wrap around the strap trick so that it doesn't get ripped out while I'm playing. And so that's a thing. But also, if you're one of those players that likes to play kind of high up, I don't. I like to look cool. But you guys, you know who you are. You're playing your guitar up here like your balls are in your throat. Come on, don't do that. You got no excuse, you kids with your guitars up here. Stop it. But if you are one of those, then you know it could be a little bit cumbersome to have that jack right there. Maybe they could have done a different angle on the route, and that would have circumvented some of the issues there. So it's a little weird, but come on, not too big a deal. Where would I put my money and the upgrades? And I think you know the answer by now. Pickups. Got to switch these pickups out. I would typically say change out the tuners because they're just Solar branded tuners, but I didn't have any problem with these. So maybe my friend got lucky with this guitar. Maybe. You never know. One thing is, if you're playing high gain, you might want to find some way to mute those strings past the bridge before it gets to the body, because those will ring out. You know, it won't be pretty to see some foam up under it, but it'll sound better. You're not supposed to get a master built guitar for $750, and you're definitely not getting a master built guitar here for $750. But it's a really slick looking guitar. It looks like one of those B-2 bombers, or one of those stealth planes that are stealth and they're quiet and they could sound awesome, I think, but this one doesn't. And it could play awesome. I can tell it would, but this one doesn't. But it looks like a hell of a guitar, doesn't it? If you take a real close look at the fit and finish, you'll find some issues. But again, it's not a master built guitar. You're gonna find those issues on a $750 guitar. You just are. Sorry, you are. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the Solar V2.6C. See you guys later.